That'd be ideal. That'd be absolutely ideal.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Borough Radio. My name is James McIntosh and we are just about to kick off here at the AI Stadium. And I know it feels like a long time since we've last played here, but we are finally back home. And today's rivals, we will be taking on Swindon Supermarine. Swindon, they picked up 14 points from the last 11 games. As for Gosport, they have come off an impressive 2-2 draw against Woolton and Hersham, despite being a goal and a player down at half-time. And this is how Borough line up today. In goal, Ryan Gosney, who has saved 4 penalties out of a possible 5. That is only in his last 3 games as well. At right back, we got number 2, Harry Kavanagh. 3, and your skipper, Rory Williams. 4, Finley Walsh-Smith. 6, Charlie Vasmer. 7, Bradley Tarbuck. 8, Asher Yearwood. 9, Dan Wooden. 10, Samuel Fanian, who had an absolute masterclass against Woolton. 11, Alfie Stanley, who's got 8 goals this season. And 19, Dutchy Hollins. Your Swindon lineup sees number 13, Brabham. That is a late change, but he starts in goal. 2, Sam Tull. 3, Ryan Campbell, and that is their captain. 4, Liam Angel. 5, Lone Richards. 6, James Edge. 7, Anton Dworsback. 8, Lee Bin Ibrahim. 9, David Sims-Burgess, who did score last time he was at the AI Stadium. Number 10, Michael Ellis-Fernandez. And number 11, Harry Williams. So the two teams are just doing their 2 handshakes in the middle. Jeremy, it feels like a while since we've last been at the AI Stadium. I bet you're just buzzing today.
Well, it has been a while.
It really has.
Isn't it? Yeah, 5 weeks, and every so often the fixture list throws up these quirks where you are either home for a number of games or you're away for a number of games. And yeah, it's lovely to be back. I mean, the crowd's filling, the crowd's pouring in, the weather's lovely, Pompey are away. Yeah, sometimes things just line up for you, and today, so far, it's been one of those.
Well, I have to admit, the attendance is really booming here, so I think we could be in for a proper good attendance. It's Swindon in their blue and white kit and Gosport in their all yellow. Gosport in the right, so they'll be shooting from right to left, and vice versa for Swindon. But I'll run you through Gosport's lineup just before we kick off again. So Ryan Gosney, he's in goal. 2, Harry Kavanagh. 3, your skipper, Rory Williams. 4, Finley Walsh-Smith. 6, Charlie Vasmer. 7, Bradley Tarbuck. 8, Asher Yearwood. 9, Dan Wooden. 10, Samuel Fanian. 11, Alfie Stanley. And 19, Dutchy Hollins. So good lineup today, and especially considering our impressive 2-2 draw. Jeremy, I was just saying to the viewers there, we've come off a very impressive 2-2 draw. A goal and a player down at half-time, but our number 10, I mean, he could have another masterclass today after that phenomenal performance against Woolton.
That was a good value point on Tuesday, actually. Woolton are amongst the high flyers this season. I think they'll be up there at the end of the season. And before the game, I think before the game, you would have taken that result, certainly, as they did when they went to Merthyr and got a point, because Merthyr have been smashing teams left, right and centre at Penydarren Park, and we went there and got a 0-0. And unlucky not to win it. So there's been a lot of momentum built over the last few weeks away from home. So it'd be nice to sort of carry that in back to sort of the AI, but do not underestimate the Supermarine. Tough side, very shrewd manager in Stuart Fleetwood. Tough test, very tough test.
Well, Swindon, they picked up 14 points out of their 11 last games so far. And like you were saying there, Jeremy, they could definitely cause an upset today. Avoided relegation by just a single point last season. I mean, it's renowned as a great relegation scrap, the 2023-24 season. Like I was just saying there, Swindon only just stayed up by the skin of their teeth. I'm pretty sure it was Beaconsfield that went down, but I remember doing the commentary on the last day of the season. We were watching it and just so close to getting them relegated, but look much better this season.
Yeah, I mean, teams can use that as a little bit of a rebirth, a chance to sort of have a renaissance. And that's exactly what's happened with Swindon this year. They've been shrewd, they've rebuilt, they've got a strong side out today. There's 3, 4, 5 players I certainly recognise historically who have always played at a high level. So I think it's going to be a tough game for Gosport. Underestimate them at your peril. You are correct, it was Beaconsfield that went down, and then they were moved across. So they're in a completely different division. There's a different league this year. So
wow.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out.
Well, definitely, and we are now underway. It was Gosport who's kicked off, and it's already gone out for a throw on the far side, which we'll see Rory Williams taking this throw. We will also be keeping you updated with all the other Southern League scores. You have got some tasty ones on show today, one of them being AFC Tottenham versus Gloucester. Tiverton, they've just kicked off against Shoalin, and all the teams, they're just kicking off now. So we'll keep you updated with all of those. But Gosport, we're just in the left-hand channel as it's Ibrahim. He launches the ball forward, but it finds our skipper, Rory Williams, just leaving it out of play, and it will be a fairly deep Swindon throw, 30 yards away from goal. It's going to be Williams taking a short one, trying to find Sims Burgess, but Rory Williams just shouldered the attacker off the ball. But Sims Burgess wins it back, jumping over Charlie Vasmer. He was open for a split second in front of the goal, but Rory Williams doing his defensive work, just tracking back pretty well and launching the ball forward, trying to find the legs of Dan Wooden. But yeah, so Dan Wooden, he was just trying to search for it, but Campbell, he's won it well, the Swindon captain. So it's gone all the way back in goal into Brabham. He's his first start today of the season, so I would imagine that's going to be a big miss. Purnell, he's the man making way. And Jeremy, I mean, such a late decision could have big ramifications.
Clearly an injury. And yes, he's a big miss. Purnell's been... Again, I was talking about players that played at a high standard. There's another one.
Well, Dan Wooden, he might have just won the ball. It's Brabham. He's just come to the edge of his box to grab it back. But carry on to what you were just saying, Jeremy.
No, I think I've made my point. Yeah, it's a big blow for Swindon so soon before kickoff.
Well, it was the Brabham, the late substitution. He just bowled a ball out to Tell there, who tries to lift one forward. Can it find the run of Sims Burgess? He was just in the left-hand pocket, but Charlie Vasmer beat him to the ball as he launched one forward, finding the head of Ibrahim midway inside the Gosport half. Back pass into towards back. He's coming down this left-hand channel. He's got two players around him, one of them being Fernandez, but he did choose to pass it into Campbell. Campbell has been dispossessed, and Asher Yearwood, he's now marching forward, just trying to progress past this halfway line, just outside the centre box. Now he's still striding forward. Fanian to the left of him, got a goal and assist in his last game. Can he do anything here? 5 meters away from the left corner flag. Teeing up across, but instead goes for a back pass into Asher Yearwood. Asher Yearwood shielding off multiple bodies. Now into Dutchy Hollins. Hollins tries to chip a lovely ball forward, which finds Asher Yearwood trying to tee one into Dan Wooden, but the pass just can be connected there, and it sees it return back into the left-hand channel into Fanian, 20-ish yards away from the halfway line, and it was Dutchy Hollins who flicked out of play. Good attacking play there, and Asher Yearwood and Dutchy Hollins linking up nicely there, Jeremy.
Yeah, just sort of trying to figure out Gospel's formation today, actually. So when you call me out slightly, but yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out. But because it's not often you have Wooden and Ao Fanian up front together.
Yeah.
Standing. So it's three strikers.
Definitely.
So I'm trying to figure out how that's working. And then you said, but yeah, my mind was racing back and forth. But it's nice to actually see the team selection.
Yeah, definitely.
It's so positive.
Yes, a good point you make there. So Fanian, and I have heard recently that Asher Yearwood, apparently Pat and Joe are trying to introduce him as more as the false nine. So I'm finding that very interesting. It doesn't seem though to be he's playing a false nine today. It looks like he's more playing in that left mid position, trying to work nicely with Fanian. That is how it went against Walton and Hersham. It did link up with a few goals. So we'll definitely be interested to see how those two work together. And also, Fanian, he's made his mark and got a place today in the squad. Normally he's a bench player, so good to see him maybe try and force his way into the squad. But I may have to break off as Kavanagh. He's coming down this right-hand channel. He's up against Toe as he passes back into the middle into Dutchy Hollins. Hollins with his green boots passes it into Vasmer, centre circle. Vasmer laying one across into Roy Williams, left of him. Now into Tarbuck, I think that is, in the left-hand channel. As he passes it into Dutchy Hollins. Hollins roll a bit across back into Williams. Williams trying to lay one into Fanian, who gets the better of Toe. Now Fanian just trying to tee one up there for Asher Yearwood. It was well cut out by Angel, the number 4. But Bradley Tarbuck, he's on the ball now, 30 yards away from goal as he passes forward into Harry Kavanagh, coming down the right, once again up against Dworsback. Can he get the better of the right mid? He cuts inside, trying to thread a ball through, and it just nearly finds Alfie Stanley, narrowly misses him, but instead goes all the way back to Roy Williams. He's going for a look like a shot, finds Asher Yearwood, and Asher Yearwood tucks it past the goalkeeper, and just like that, Gosport take the early lead. We are waiting for the third official just to see whether he's signalling. But we can now confirm Gosport will be taking the lead. the players, they're furious. The referee, he's going over to the third official. But as of yet, the referee has not chalked out the goal. And Ashley Yearwood, it does look like his goal will be standing. It all came from that Rory Williams cross-come shot. I'm not really sure what it was. I have to ask him about that after the game. But fired one in, found Ashley Yearwood. It was a cool finish. And it does look like the goal will be given. And what a start that is for Gosport Borough. Yearwood's, I'm pretty sure that's his 6th goal of the season, so I'll try and find out for you.
So Yearwood on 6, yeah?
Yeah. Wow, what a start there for Gosport Borough. The AI Stadium, as usual, just erupting. Couldn't have asked for a much better start there, Gosport.
Ladies and gentlemen, goal for Gosport Borough scored after 6 minutes. The scorer number 8, Asher Yearwood.
Jeremy got a good reception there. Ashley Yearwood's goal, I mean, it was a very confusing goal to say the least. It did look maybe a hint of offside, but must have timed his run to perfection.
Yeah, that was confusing, and I'm glad we just waited, because the referee, normally the signal is that you point back towards the centre circle if the goal's given.
Yeah.
He didn't do that, and then they were all looking at the linesman, so I thought, hang on, just wait a minute. But yeah, the goal itself was well taken, but yet Swindon were furious.
Yeah.
You might, if you're being level-headed and balanced about it, you might say they have a case.
Well, you could see all the players just immediately run over to the third official there. So definitely confusing to say the least, but I'm sure Gosport, they will definitely take it. And Swindon, they don't seem to be a team that gets too many goals. I mean, they've conceded 15. I mean, they've scored 15 equally, but that is in their last 8 games. And I mean, once Swindon do seem to concede, they concede quite a few, it looks like. Could it be the same case today?
Too early to say, really, but that's the best possible start for Gosport. They've taken an early lead, controversial goal, has to be said. But we hopefully will get the chance to look at that again, because I see cameras up in the television gantry over the far side, so I would really like to see that again, actually, and see if there was a genuine offside claim for that. But if you're of a Gosport disposition, you're not going to care.
No.
It's 1-0, and well done. So you're tweeting, so I'll just carry on. Incidentally, it was an honour and a privilege to carry the mantle for you last week at Wilkestone. Thoroughly enjoyed that, and thank you to anyone listening to me there and listening again to us today. Not a lot going on. Fannion, just sort of a diagonal run down the centre of the pitch, links up with Tarbuck here. Gosport working the ball out to the right. There's Kavanagh, a little 1-2. Fannion's appeared in space here. Gosport threatening again. Cross comes in, immediately cut out there at number 6, Edge, for a corner to Gosport. So all of a sudden, it's 1-0, and they're banging on the door for a second.
Well, hopefully we can find that second, and it will be a Gosport corner. Bradley Tarbuck, he's running over to take it. So let's see what Gosport can do here. It's interesting watching all the players. So Samuel Fannan, he's going back. Kavanagh, he's not staying up for the corner. Neither is Rory Williams. So it will definitely be interesting to see how they operate this corner. It's going to be Bradley Tarbuck obviously taking it as he loops one in, trying to find Stanley, but it trickles all the way back into Dutchy Hollins. Hollins passes it back into Williams. Williams lining up another pass, and it goes right into Bradley Tarbuck. Around 25 yards away from goal as he's running straight out toe, going for a shot, and it was just curling towards that bottom left corner. It was a good save there from Brabham. I mean, should Bradley Tarbuck go on for the pass there, or was it definitely worth a shooting opportunity?
Well, there was a shot, wasn't there? He had the decision to make. He made it, and whilst it didn't quite work out, there was the space there for him to do it. But Swindon now, no, it has gone out for a throw. I was about to say Swindon making some inroads down the left there, James. But yeah, they